Bring in Tim Doyle as the Bucks get ready to play the Philadelphia 76ers today. Tim, it's a team that went out and made a trade at the deadline, shipped Middleton out of town for Kuzma. What do you think about Giannis shutting it down for the next week or week and a half into the All-Star break?
Yeah, it's not about the regular season with Giannis. I mean, we're not even talking about him in the MVP conversation, as it has become clearly a two-horse race, really a one-horse race, with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, way ahead right now in the odds of Nikola Jokic having a career season, averaging a triple-double. My point is, it's not about the regular season with Giannis. It's about the postseason, and I do not believe the Bucks are contenders in the Eastern Conference. But I will say this. You don't want to see them. You don't want to see Giannis in a series. And I think he's good enough in a series to beat the Knicks. I think he's good enough in a series to beat the Cavs. I don't think he can beat the Celtics in a series, but I think he can beat everybody else in the Eastern Conference. So it's more important to be healthy in the postseason. But this was a desperate move to move Chris Middleton, to bring in Kyle Kuzma. I respect it if I'm a Bucks fan. They're trying everything, Hassel. Like, you want Lillard? We'll give you Lillard. You want your brother on the team? We'll let your brother play on the team. You want to trade Middleton? We'll trade Middleton. Like, they're doing everything. And I love that, because you got a superstar in a small market like Milwaukee, and he's happy there. Give him whatever he wants. He doesn't want to play before the All-Star break? No problem.
So won't play today against Philadelphia. We already knew he wasn't going to play in that one. Won't play against Golden State or Minnesota this week. Could come back February the 20th after the All-Star break against the Clippers. Let's get to the Lakers and a trade that they tried to make that did not come to fruition. They rescinded their trade for Mark Williams after he failed the physical. So now they're left without a big man, or at least a big man that they can rely on. What does this do to this Lakers team now that the trade deadline is passed?
Yeah, I mean, how awkward for everybody involved, right? It's like you go to downtown to get divorced. You file the paperwork, the divorce is through, and not so fast. You're actually still married. So all the respective players are heading back to their teams. The Lakers had a chance to take Mark Williams, but he wasn't healthy. So they were actually like, well, we don't want him then. So sure, we'll take back Dalton Connect. So yeah, this guy would have been a major force if healthy, but he wasn't healthy, Chris. So it's like, if you're a Lakers fan, you got to respect that they tried everything, to pair with this Doncic-LeBron matchup, because everybody wants to see how that's going to work. And this guy seemed to make sense, but he wasn't healthy. So, don't get that upset about the trade, because the guy couldn't play anyway. So it was the Lakers' decision. They decided not to play. Dalton Connect's an interesting guy, because a little bit older, obviously transferred from Northern Colorado to Tennessee. We all knew he could score. He's proven in the NBA he can score. I think he's still trying to find his role. He was starting, then he went to the bench. He's not 18 years old. He's almost 25 years old. So in his first year in the NBA, I really like him. I think he's going to be a valuable player. So just a little awkward that the respective players have to head back to their former teams or their current teams.
Yeah, now Connect is going to be playing with Luka Doncic. Not sure when that will happen. It might happen tomorrow. Luka reportedly targeting tomorrow for his Lakers debut against the Jazz in LA, as we look at the potential starting lineup for this new look Lakers team. What are you most looking forward to in that first game where we see Luka in that uniform?
Just what Jackson Hayes could do. No, I'm kidding. But when I see his picture, I smile, because he's the one guy of this list that you're probably not familiar with, but he's going to play a really interesting role. We just talked about Mark Williams not, going to be on the roster. They're going to have to find the center there who can get your rebounds, make easy shots, dunks at the rim, alley-oop. The guy is crazy athletic. But what an opportunity for Luka Doncic. And it's going to be interesting if he takes it, Chris. I learned from a young Chris Hassel how to be a broadcaster. You know what I mean? You put your arm around my shoulder, handed me 2 shots of Jameson, and then you taught me kind of the ins and outs of the television world. Is LeBron and Luka going to have the same sort of chemistry? Is Luka going to get under the hood and look at what LeBron does day to day to take care of himself? It's fine. When you're 25 years old, it's fine. Go out all night, wake up the next day, play basketball. As you become 32, 33, 36. That guy's doing it at 40. What an opportunity. It's hard to tell Luka what to do, because the guy's averaging 30 points a game and he makes $50 million a year. But man, if he really could lock in and learn anything from LeBron, he could extend his career and play great well into his 30s. So I think this is what he needed. You see how motivated Anthony Davis was? If Luka could take on that same motivation, oh boy, look out.
Yeah, Davis, he was dominant in his Mavs debut yesterday, but it was kind of the best and the worst of AD because while he was dominant on the floor, he left in the third quarter with a leg injury. Called it a leg spasm. He says he's going to be fine. What do you think?
I think it's not a disaster, but it's not a great look, right? You got Mavericks fans protesting outside. You got front office people, with extra security around them. You got season ticket holders not happy. But if you watch the first 20 minutes of this game, you were like, oh boy, like we got something here. Now, they ended up beating the Rockets. The Rockets are in a really bad place. They've lost 6 straight games. But check out this debut. 3 blocks, 7 assists. And he looked determined out there. Now, it's not Achilles. It's not knee. He had something wrong with his abs. This is more of a groin injury. The fact that he said he's going to be okay, I hope so, because I'm holding tickets, Hassel, that the Mavs are going to make the playoffs. I locked in at minus 140. Right now, they're in the play-in spot. But in my eyes, they're by far better than the Kings and the Suns, and obviously the Clippers are going to be the biggest threat there. But with Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, Kyrie Irving, I think there's a lot to be excited about. I think we have to wait on this trade. I think maybe 3 years. 3 years we can decide if this trade was good. So everyone goes, oh, well, this guy's 31, this guy's 20. I know, but if you win a championship, if somehow Dallas wins a championship with Anthony Davis, then it was all worth it. So I think we got to pump the brakes, give this 3 years, and then in 3 years look back. I still think Dallas got fleeced, but I think we have to give it 3 years.
They got fleeced, but wait, we won't kill them until 3 years from now when they haven't won a title. Tim Doyle with us on Pistons at home against the Rockets. Sixers, Bucks. No Giannis until at least after the All-Star break for Milwaukee. But Joel Embiid, questionable. So there's a little iffy there. And the Rockets, almost double-digit favorites at home against the Raptors. Let's get our NBA guy Tim Doyle in here from Sportsline. And we'll start with Moneybag Timmy and the Detroit Pistons, who should get Cade Cunningham back. He missed Friday's game with an ankle sprain. Expected back today, and he is going through warm-ups right now. Tim, what do you think of the line, which is at 9.5? Or is it 11?
Yeah,
it's 11 now. Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of the difference, is if he's going to be a go. So if he ends up playing this game, the Pistons are going to end up winning. Pistons have had an awesome year. That was an amazing win last out they had. And what impressed me most when they beat the 76ers was they had lost their 2 previous games, Hassel, by buzzer beaters. And I thought they would come up a little flat against the 76ers. Cade did not play. Well, Malik Beasley goes out there and bangs down 9 threes. Now, I am going to take the Hornets plus the points here because LaMelo Ball is going to be a go for Charlotte. And the reality is, when he plays, they're just a different squad. Now, I'm not saying 12 and 20 is great, but 1 and 16 is horrible. There's no other way to say it.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các bạn đã đến với kênh YouTube của mình. Mình xin tự giới thiệu, mình là người sáng tạo nội dung trên nền tảng YouTube. Mình sáng tạo những video cắt dán. Đây là những sản phẩm cắt dán của mình. Đây, nội dung của mình làm trên kênh chính là cắt dán. Ở đây là những sản phẩm mình đã cắt dán mà mình vẫn còn lưu lại này.